Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And today's topic is in detail about your running total, your YTD, how to perform the YTD running total calculation using the dedicated function which is having inside the DAX library. Along with that, some simple functionality like start up year, end up year. Okay, all these function how you can integrate to calculate your YTD. Okay, so this is a video of like all the collections, right? If you have a live connections, you have a import connections, you have a direct query connection, how we can perform all this YTD calculation, I will cover up in detail. Okay, let's get started. So basically, this is a model which I'm currently working on here. So there are customer, there are products, and there is a sales. And let me just quickly take you to the diagram view here. Okay. So basically, it is on top. Everything is there, like campaign, customer, geography, segment, products, and date, and everything is just connecting to the sales. Okay. And few dimensions also they are connecting to each other because they don't have the granularity at the same level. Okay, so they are just connecting. It's just like a snowflake schema. All right, so our focus is more on the YTD calculation here. So what I took as a matrix is that I took a hierarchy of the dates where it is year, quarter, and month, and I'm taking the total sales. Okay, total sales is nothing but I'll show you here. The total sales is nothing but is just a sum x of the unit cost which is there in the product table multiplied by the units. Okay. All right, let's get started. So first of all, we will see how to calculate the running total. Okay. We will not use the dedicated function first of all. How to, without the dedicated function, we will see how to uh, create the running total for this. Okay. Let's get to that. So first of all, to create the running total here, I need to create a measure which is nothing but your last date of interval. That doesn't mean it means that each having a filter context, right? So for the each filter context, what is the last day of the interval? I just want to calculate. So if it's January, it will be 31st January. If it's a February, it will be 28th February. March, it will be 31st March, and like that. Okay. So for that, we have a dedicated function called last date. Okay. So I'm saying last dates, date of date. Okay. Just drag this column. Okay. So if you see, January is for that year, it is 31st. So each year, the last date interval, it will come up. Now what I need another one, which is nothing but the first day of the entire data set. So how many years I have? I have 2015 and 2016. All right. So for total model, so I have 2 years of data, 2015 and 16. In this case, I need the first date of the model, which is nothing but your 1st January of 2015. Okay. So here the filter context is year, quarter, and month. But I don't want any filter context. So I need the first date of my entire data set. Okay. So that will be not tricky, but we can say that first date of model, I can say. Okay. So I can say first date of date's date. So how the last date works, right? So if we use like this now, let's see what is the data we are getting here. Okay. So let me just drag here. So it is saying that for each interval you are getting. So January is 1st January 2015, Feb is like that for, but my scenario is that I need the first date of the model, which is this. Across all the rows, I want to just display the first date. So what I'll do, I'll just remove the filter context from that. So how we will remove the filter context? So we have a all function, right? So all, we need to just do it. So if we do the all here, then across each and every row, we'll get the 1st January 2015, which is the first model. Now, if you do a sum of these two interval between the first day of the model and the last day of the interval, then hopefully the running sum will come into picture. right? Let's do that. So a new measure here, right? I say uh, running total, running total. Okay. So I say calculate. What I calculate? I will calculate the total sales between the range. So I will say dates between. Okay. So I say date, comma. So the first date would be my first day of the model. Mhm. Okay. And the next day would be the end date would be my last day of the interval. Okay. Just close it, enter. Okay. So this I'm removing it. This two last day, what are the dates we are getting here? So just remove, remove, and bring the running total. Yeah, if you see the running total is coming up, coming up, coming up. How you can make sure that is correct? If you go down and whatever the total right here, grand total, it should be this much, right? So here the running total is working as expected. Okay. So this is one way to use or one way to calculate the date running total, right? So in this case, we need to calculate the first date of the model and the last date of the each filter context interval and just putting the date between. Make sense? Clear? Okay. But now I want to calculate uh, the running total YTD total. YTD total in the sense for the each year or the which quarter it will just start again. Okay, in the start again on interval because now the running sum is like going on, going on, going on till end end of the data. But I just want to an interval some kind of. So that also we have a dedicated function like dates YTD, total YTD. We'll come this that discussion on the last. But let's see how to do that. Okay. So for that we need to calculate first day of year. Okay. First day of year. So for that we have a function called start of year. Start of year. Then I say date. Okay, first day of the year. Okay, now if I say the first of the year, I say this is my first date of the year. So every year it is like 1 2015 across 2015, and when it is going to 2016 it will be January 2016. Now what I'll do, I have the last date of the interval, right? So let's bring that. So if I do it like this, the date between, calculate between these two range now, the first day of the year and the last date of interval. So when it comes to the 2016, then it will, again it will start the running total. Okay, we'll see. So now, new measure. So here say running total YTD. This is YTD formula. Okay, so I say calculate total sales, comma. Then I say dates between date. First of all, will be my continuous date. Second will be my first date of year. Okay, just make sure not first day of the model. First day of the year. Okay. Then I'll say the last day of the my interval. Okay. So this is my dedication. So now just remove the date here. Date here. Okay. So now bring the running total YTD. See, it is going on, going on, going on. Whenever it is started at 2016, if you see, again it is started up. See, 225, 223, right? It is started up again. So it will continue like this. So whenever next year comes up, it will just again it will start up. So this is the two formulas which I showed you. So let again repeat it. This is running total UTD. Instead of taking the first date of the model, we'll say the first day of the year, which context it is there, and it will take the last date of the interval. So it is nothing but the YTD. Okay. Clear? Any questions? Okay. Now what I need, another I want to just calculate is that I want the total YTD total, some runtime YTD total. In the sense, for the each year, whatever the total I'm getting, right? I just want to repeat. So it is like this for the 2015 YTD total is this much. For the 2016, this is my YTD total. So I just want to repeat so that I can take a difference of YTD percentage. Okay. So for that, I already have the first day of the year. I just want to calculate the last day of the year. So how you calculated the first day of the year? We took start of year, right? The same along with that, I say last day of year. Let's say end of year. I say dates and date. Okay, right? So just bring that to the table so that you will be able to understand. This is my last day of the year, and this is my first day of the year. So in between whatever there, I want to just get the run total sales for that. So I'll get each year total how much it is there, right? Let's see. So new measure, I say running YTD total. Okay, so I say calculate, then I say total sales, right? And you can say dates between. Okay, say date, then I can say my first day of the year and last day of the year. Okay, all right. So now this is my calculation. Okay, so now let me remove these two date here. Running YTD total. So if you see across the 2015, I am repeating this value. This is why I am calculating this, because I want to take a YTD percentage here. Okay, so it will be like the running total YTD divided by the running YTD total, so that I can get the YTD percentage. Okay, make sense? Okay, so let's do that. So YTD percentage. I say divide. So I say running YTD total divided by sorry, check last year running YTD total divided by the running total. Just let me check that what is the name I have given to the all the names. Sorry, running total YTD divided by the running YTD total. Okay, running total YTD. First of all, running total YTD divided by, okay, running YTD total. I think so. Hopefully, this is the name, right? Let me cross check again. Yeah, running YTD total, running total YTD, and running YTD total. YTD total. Yeah, that's it. So now this will be the YTD percentage. I'll say take a percentage of this value. Now I don't need this, so I can say my YTD percentage here. So this is my percentage value here. Okay, all right. So this is the way we calculated all the YTD. Same you can perform for quarter, for month. Okay, so only changes would be here. Whenever you are saying last date it will nothing will be changed. When you are saying the first day of the year, you can see the first day of quarter, the start of quarter. So everything, whenever there is a year column is there, we have a dedicated function for the start year, start quarter. Same, we can do it. Okay. All right, so now this is okay. This is also fine for me, running YTD, running total. Now I can remove this. Now the same YTD, whatever you are doing, right? The same we can do with the dedicated function also. So I'll introduce to the first is that how to calculate the running YTD 1, which I will use the date YTD function here. Okay. So running YTD 1. Okay. So I say calculate. So total sales dates YTD. I say date. Simple, very simple. Unnecessary, we are using the first one, we are using the date between all these things, right? So this is a dedicated function, but that is also required because sometimes you could have a different types of connectivity on your system, right? So you should know all the things. Okay. So this is your running YTD one. The data would be same, nothing which will be changing. Okay. So running. So let me bring running YTD one. This is my running total. If you see, running total and running everything is same, right? Okay. So dedication here. Okay, then bring the mm, yeah, this one, running YTD total also, running YTD total, which is we have done with the date between here. So it will be very much similar what we are getting here. Okay. So this YTD one is using the dates YTD function, and this one you have used the date between the interval, right? So use it. Another way to create your YTD, which is somehow more sophisticated and more user friendly, I can say. Okay. So running total YTD, I can say 2. So that time I can use my total YTD function. So this is why, because it is good, uh, because of two reasons. First is that there will be no use of your calculator function. So there is no filter context to change the filter context. And second is that total YTD having a one extra parameter which is nothing but your filter. Okay. So we'll see that how to use that. So you can say the total YTD. We have a QTD and MTD also. Okay. So the total YTD would be my the first parameter would be my expression, what you want to calculate. I say total sales. Okay, there are the two parameter which is compulsory. Okay, first is the date and date. Okay, so the date and date, that's it. So this two, and the third parameter and fourth parameter, which is third parameter is the filter, and fourth parameter I will come to that, but right now this is fine for me. Okay, now let's bring this to this here also, running total YTD 2, almost same. So this is running total YTD is between the date between we used, running YTD 1 we use the dates YTD, running total YTD 2 we use the total YTD function. Okay. Now the next thing is that suppose my year end date is changing. So right now the year end is 31st December, right? Suppose think like that, my year end date is changing at April. Hmm? So April, when it comes to the April, right, we need to change the calculation. So these two formula and these three formula, this and this, we'll see how to do that. Okay. So first let me go to the running total YTD first, which is nothing but our dates between calculation here. So what you are using here, we are using the first day of the year and the last day of the interval. So what is first day of my year here? Nothing but your start of the year. Okay. So I'm not touching that one. So instead of that, what we will do here is that, so the same formula I'm writing here. First day of the year is nothing but the start year. So start of year. Okay. Then I say date, my date. Okay. Then here there is another parameter will come into picture, which is your end date. So it will be 03 minus 31. So if your end is at starting at April, right? So before to that you need to give the March 31st figure. So first, suppose your year end date is May, so you need to give as April 4, then 30. So like that you need to give your year end date here. Now this will change now. You see, let's check it. So if you see the total year YTD, it is going on, going on. See, April, again it's starting up, the total bills, total sales, right? Again it is starting up. So it will continue till again, and when it's found again the April, then it will do it. Okay. This is for normal one. So whenever you're using, you need to use the start here. Now comes to the running total YTD 1, I think, right? Running YTD total. Let me check which is that one. Running YTD. This is total YTD. Yeah, running YTD 1. So where I am using the dates YTD function. So in this case also, it will be the second parameter would be your same 3/31. Okay. So this will be the same as the running YTD 1 also. Let's see that. So running YTD 1, again see this. Again it is starting at as April. Now last one, the running YTD, total YTD 2, which is we will use the total YTD. Here I find some ambiguous here. Why? Because if you see the third parameter for this, so I have two parameter which is compulsory in total YTD. First is the expression which put it total sales. The date column we put the date. Third parameter which is nothing but your filter. Okay. So the filter is something like, suppose I say customer full name equals to, I say XYZ. So for that we want to calculate any kind of YTD formula. Then total YTD has the this feature. Okay, this will helpful. This is the first advantage of the total YTD. So, but I don't want any filter here. Okay, so if I don't have a filter, if you see this one, usually sometimes what happen in DEX functionality, if I want to skip that, right, I'll just put a comma without writing anything. So if you see now, if I put a comma, it is going to my the last parameter, which is called the year end date. Okay, and here I can put 3/31. Okay, but if I enter now, it will throw an error. It is saying the argument 3 total YTD is function is required, but I don't have a filter. So what I will do? So this where the I found little bit ambiguous that. So what will happen is if I do like this, in the third parameter, this is still it is a filter, but if I give 3/31, which I am giving for the fourth parameter, which is the year end date, still the total YTD will take it and it will start recalculating at April level. So this is somehow bit confused to me, but anyway, this is the way you can do it. So you are giving the parameter for third one, but at the second place, but still it will work out. Okay, this is the catch. And two advantages I told you for the total utility. First, we no need to use the calculate function to change the filter context. Second, the third parameter we have a filter, so you can do a filter on your columns to calculate the YTD. These are the two advantages for the total YTD. Okay. Now, if you see all the YTD1, YTD, all these things are remaining. It is just starting at April. So this is an overall everything how you can calculate without the YTD function, how to start up the year, start up the date, how to calculate the last date of the model, first day of the year, all things I covered up here. Okay, so this is apart from this, I don't think so any scenario would come into picture in your real time where you can face the challenges in YTD. So you just do the same for the quarter to date or even month to date with dedicated function and other way also. And put in the comments if you like this video. Do subscribe to this channel for more interesting video. And thank you. Have a nice day.